Hi, this is a short tutorial to show you how to do lip sync in Adobe Animate. We'll be using graphic symbols and something called a frame picker, which I'm going to show you. And you can actually record your own voice using Audacity, which you can download at home for free. If you don't see this in the dock at the bottom of the iMac, if you go to Launchpad, which is a little rocket icon, click, and then this is the Audacity icon, and you just drag it into the dock. And then if you open up Audacity, just click OK with that. And this is really simple software. If you just press record and then record what you want to say, and then you'll export the file. So I'm just going to quickly record something. Where did you go? Just something short and sweet like that. And I can actually just select that and delete, and select the end and delete just to shorten it, tidy it up. So you just select it and hit the backspace button, and you can actually clip the ends off like that. Hit the backspace. And then you go to File, Export, and I'm going to export it as a WAV. And I'm going to call it Where. College and FDA2 and 2D animation. There you go. And I can put artist name and track title, but I don't think I'll worry about that right now. Okay, so then we can quit Audacity. No, I don't need to save the file. And then we come back to Adobe Animate. And you need to open up the ActionScript 3 file, but because I've already started, I've made a very strange little character. So if we fit that into the window, center it, there you go. Yeah, it's strange, but he'll do for what we need. I've got the eyes and the face in separate layers. I think I'll just lock the eyes. Obviously we'd have to animate the eyes as well, but at the moment today we're just focusing on the lip syncing. So I'm going to do another layer and call it mouth, and we need to now look for some mouth phonemes. Now if you do a Google search for lip sync mouths, you get all these large selections of phonemes. Phonemes are the sounds of letters, so that's A, E, I. So with this selection you've got A, E, I, the, O. This is quite a lot. C, D, G, K, N, S, T, X, Y, Z. Phonemes are the sounds that you create when you speak. And I'm actually going to use this. It's quite a simple one for me, for my character is so simple. Obviously you can make your own, make them more detailed or as simplified as you like. And obviously you can get the side profile. I'm doing the front profile. So I just save image as, and just call them phonemes, and save. So that's right click, save image as, okay. So if we go back to Animate, if you want to bring that in, you go File, Import, Import to Library, but I've actually already got that in the library from earlier. Didn't name it very well, but so I'm just going to place these here, and I'm just going to draw the first mouse shape. So you can either go to the brush tool or you can press B, shortcut for that, if you prefer shortcuts. I'm keeping my brush quite small because the outline on the character is quite small, and you can trace over the mouth if you want. It's quite straightforward to actually just draw it because they're really simple. So I'm rushing, I'm not making this very neat, sorry. And then I get the eyedropper, which is here, or I can shortcut is I, and I select and click the colour. Now if you have trouble, if you click this and it actually colours everything in, don't forget there's the gap size tool here, and select it. If it's on the full circle, change it to close large gaps, and then you won't have any problems. So I'm going to use the shortcut for the eyedropper. I want the red, and I'll put that there. And you also, don't forget, you have to colour in the white, because I've got a white background here. You can see if I didn't do that. So if I go Control Z and then do the arrow tool and select and put that over, can you see? You can see through it, yeah? So that's the reason you do have to, don't forget, sometimes we forget to colour in the white area. So then I will select this mouth, and I will go to Modify Convert to Symbol, or F8, and make sure it's a graphic, and I call it mouth. I call it mouth 1 because I've already done this earlier. And then I double click into that mouth, and that's when I'm going to start doing all these other mouths inside that symbol. So I'm just going to bring the one I drew earlier because I think it looks better. Yeah. So I'll place it on the funny little character. I think he deserves a little nose, doesn't he, really? But never mind. We'll do that later. So we now have our first mouth shape. So double click inside that. So now you see this was scene 1. I double click inside a symbol, and you're inside. That's the symbol icon up at the top here, and this is the mouth. Okay, so name your layers so you know what you're doing. I know there's only going to probably be one layer in here. So this is your first mouth shape, which is called A. So whoops, very sensitive mouse, stop it. Insert a keyframe here, so right click, insert keyframe, or F6. And what I'm going to do, I'll delete the mouth, but you need to put the onion skin on so you can see the position of it. And I'm going to click into that keyframe, and I'm going to go to Properties, and in the name, underneath label, if it's not open, click it down. I'm going to name this A, because it's the A mouth phoneme. And then I'm going to continue to draw the rest of these. So click that, or do the B. And you can actually, oops, I don't want white, do I? No, change that to black. And yeah, if you particularly, for quickness, I'm just going to trace over these. And then K for brush, paint bucket, sorry. And select this, and I'm going to drag it over here. Don't worry if that looks really strange, because if I click the onion skin off, you can see it looks fine. So then I'm going to insert keyframe here, and we'll now name this one O. So back to Properties, Name, and that's going to be O. So I go back to this keyframe here, and I'll delete the O, and I'll carry on doing all these letters. I'll pause this while I do that, because this could be quite tedious for you to watch, and we'll come back when I'm finished. Okay, so I've now done all the phoneme sounds. I'll drag that along, you can see. It's very basic, there's only 9, but that will be enough for us to get some sounds going. Okay, so if I go back to scene 1 out of the symbol, I can actually get rid of this now, and we're ready to go. So I have to import my sound, so File, Import to Library, Where Web. So that's going in the library here, and I need to make a layer for the sound. Sound, where? Okay, so when you drag a sound from the library, you have to select the layer, but you actually drag it onto the stage, which is really just weird. I don't know why they do that. So if we extend the frames by inserting frame, or if you want to click F5, that's pretty close. And you can see when I scrub along, I can't hear anything at the moment. So if I select the sound and go to properties, it's important that you change the sync from event to stream. If this isn't open, just toggle the little arrow down. So sync to stream. Where did you go? Got a bit of a problem here because usually in the timeline of Animate you get all the peaks and lows of when the voice activates and is high and loud, and then you can actually see where the voice is starting and finishing. But for some reason, it must be a recent update. I've done a search in Google, I can't find anything on it, what the reason is. So we'll have to go with it. It makes it more difficult. Hopefully on your version, it has actually got all those little peaks, because it really helps you decipher where the voice is starting. So I'll just have to, keep dragging the playhead along and trying to listen to where it is. Right, what we do next is actually find the frame picker anyway. So if you go to Window Frame Picker, and you get this frame picker, and then if I select the symbol, then you can see we have all our mouths. And because I've put it into a few frames, it goes into a few frames, but we only need to pick the one. So what I'm going to do, because it's selected the graphic here in the properties, I'm going to select where it says looping, I'm going to say single frame. So that's another way, if you don't know where your frame picker is, just click it on here. So it's just going to start here. So if I insert a keyframe here, right click insert keyframe or F6, I'm actually going to change this keyframe here to a more settled mouse, so like this one. So because it's on single frame, when I select that frame, it will just stay on that one frame here, like this. And now on this frame, I need to find the W, L, N. Oh, I need to learn these more, don't I? U, Q, L, N, W, R, U. There you are. There you go. So if I put a keyframe in here, and I want the R, where? Oh, it's the same one. Okay. So clear that keyframe. So where? So we want to D here, insert keyframe, and we want to find a D. Okay, I would say like a D is like an E. So I reckon we use this one. So about here, we'll put a U. So if you get to know your phonemes, you can see it here a lot easier. So, did you? Okay, about here. Insert keyframe. The thing is, we can roughly, you do it roughly, and then you can tweak it if you need to. So I would say make that into an O. Go. Where did you go? So about here, insert keyframe, and we'll put it onto the resting mouth again. Shall we see how that looks? Where did you go? So maybe that needs to be a bit earlier. Let's have a look. Where did you go? Yeah. So that's not bad. Where did you go? That could be a bit earlier as well. So you can just tweak it. Where did you go? It's not bad. They're very limited mouths, but you can see using the frame picker how much easier that is. And also, if you wanted to, you can actually preview all the mouths you're using here. Where did you go? So you can make that larger, that timeline if you like, but I'm quite happy it being normal. Yeah, the only issue here, I mean, it wasn't a major issue, but it is so much more helpful when you have all these little waveforms here. So hopefully you've got that. So yeah, that's a quick and easy way to lip sync. So I hope that helps you have a go and make your own sound in Audacity. The iMacs have their inbuilt microphone, so you just can talk into it and record it straight into Audacity. Save your file, import it in, and have a go. Just make your phonemes and then play around with some different soundtracks. Okay, hope you enjoy it and see it's quite straightforward.